Hey everyone, welcome to Hedgehog Hollow. Happy Sunday. So I got back the other night and Ali had been out and she'd bought my Cricut Joy. I'm super excited. So I thought we would do from out the box to first cut with our Cricut Joy. And we can talk about some different things along the way. Now Greg is also here. So if you have any questions, you can type them in. Greg can see them and we'll try to answer them as we go. Now, before we get started, a couple of things. This is my first Cricut Joy. I've seen them online. I've watched lots of videos, so I'm really excited to get it out. I also wanted to mention, hit subscribe and ring the bell and thumbs up, as always, because we're going to have lots of Cricut Joy content. So if you want to know the difference between all the machines, I have a video of that coming up. And then also, if you are looking for those mystery D-stash boxes, they are on our Facebook page. Anything that's left by like midweek, end of the week, we'll be doing a video on, but you want to go grab them. They have huge value in them, and we've kind of given you a rough idea of what's inside too, so you can go check them out, facebook.com/thehedgehoghollow. Our perks members and our subscription box members got first dibs, and they did take some fab ones in there. So let's go for the Cricut Joy. So if you haven't seen the Cricut Joy, here it is, and I have added a link in the description below to the Cricut Joy page where you can find the machine, the accessories, and all those things I'm going to show you today. Now, Cricut did not send this to me. I have bought this with my own money, so I'm excited to see what it's about. It's $179.99, and it's a little bit different to the other machines that we're used to. So I'm going to cover a little bit of that in this video, but I'm going to do a complete video comparing all the different models. So as I say, if you have any questions, pop them down there. Greg can see them, and he will let me know any questions that you have. Do we have anyone joining us yet, Greg?
No, just got Beth saying hello.
Hey, Beth. All right, so when you open the box, this is what it looks like. So you can see you've got your Cricut Joy machine and all the packaging is in there. One thing I'll say about Cricut is they do the most beautiful packaging. It's a very Apple experience in buying your products. So here is the Cricut Joy. Now, let's pop this to the side for a second because this is super small. I can hold it in the palm of one hand. And this is perfect. You can see, I think I have a ruler. I can tell you the exact dimensions. So it is around about 8 inches by 4 on the top, and it's a little bit bigger on the bottom. So the biggest point, yep, about 8 inches by 5 inches. So it takes up a really small footprint. So it's a little bit like having a mini die cutting machine around, or it also looks beautiful. So they're saying it's a great piece you can use anywhere in the home. Maybe you don't have room for a full Cricut machine, but you might have room for the Cricut Joy. So we'll take our packaging off, and I love the teal color. So it's a matte teal all the way around, and then you've got glossy front and back. And then all you have to do is open this piece here, and there's some plastic in here. Take this little piece off, and let me find a little edge of the plastic. Apparently I can't do that. Where's my craft pick when I need it? There we go. There's the edge of the plastic. Is that
your funky nails letting you down, dude?
It is my funky nails, a bit thick. Right, so there is our very pretty Cricut Joy machine. You can see, even with the thing open, like proportion to my hands, it's really small, but it's pretty cool. So it comes with a blade. This is your blade, and this blade is a lot smaller. You can see just by putting it in my hand like that, compared to your regular Cricut blade. Now this is a different blade, of course, than you get with your Maker or with your Explore Air 2, any of those kinds of things. And it does have a replaceable blade. So this is your blade, and I did buy a pack of the replacement blade, so you can replace it. Now the reason they had to re-engineer it was just because of how small the footprint of the machine is. So to make excuse me, everything work, they had to re-engineer the blades. But this is going to cut things like HTV, vinyl, infusible ink sheets. You can also put some special pens in it, which I'm going to show you. It will cut cardstock. It will cut sticker paper. It's not going to cut your chipboard and your thicker materials. And that's just because, obviously, with a smaller blade and a smaller footprint, it has less force in it. So you're going to be able to cut all of the things, like if you want to make t-shirts, if you want to make home decor, all those kinds of things. I'm going to talk to you a bit more about the matte versus the matless cutting, because you can cut in this with no mat. And then in the box, you also have a little Open Me, very Alice in Wonderland. And then in the bottom, we have all of our cables. So I'm going to pull out our cables. I'm just going to double check. I think that's pretty much everything. So let's just That's it. Okay, we're good. So I'm going to pop this on the floor so it's out of the way. And we're going to go through Open Me. So the one thing with Cricut is you'll find there's always a quick start guide and everything you need to know. So let's make sure I've got everything out of here. I'm also going to open the video so I can see your comments because we don't need the Cricut software just yet.
Does it have only the one type of blade?
So it currently has one blade, which is the one that's in here, but you can put the Cricut pens in it. Not your regular Cricut pens. Again, they just had to re-engineer all of this. I watched a video with one of the engineers of Cricut Joy. Just because the compartment was so small, they had to re-engineer it as well. So someone says, if one has a Maker, do you think the Joy would be a good purchase? Well, I guess we're going to find out because I have a Maker and I have an Explorer too. So we're going to find out about the Cricut Joy and we can make a decision at the end. Okay. So there's a Let's Get Started little booklet here. And this just tells you, go to Cricut.com, we'll walk you through the setup. This is included in here. There's a smart vinyl sample, which we'll get to, as your blade, the adhesive mat, your paper sample, and your fine point pen. So I'm going to show you all of those. Also includes the small standard grip mat. So let's talk about the mat options with the Cricut Joy. So you have this mat here. This is a 4.5 by 6.5 inch mat. So this is just your regular standard tack mat that will fit in your machine. You can also get a longer version. You can get this one here, which is 4.5 by 12 inches. Again, standard grip mat will fit in your Cricut Joy. But the coolest one that I think, and I'm really excited to try this one, is the card mat. So I was showing this on my Instagram stories the other day. I happened to win one at the convention I was at. So let me show you what this card mat is all about. So this is what the card mat looks like. It has a little plastic piece on the top like this. I'll put this back. And you can use any card base or you can buy the Cricut ones. They gave me some here. And then all you do is, this one is really cool. Look, it has a little flap in the side. And you just slide that in. Make sure your fold is up against that crease. And it'll show you here how to line it up. There's little line up guides where your match card should be. You press this down. This is tacky. And then you put this inside of your Cricut Joy. It will only cut this top flap. So you can cut like lacework and things. And then you can take a contrast color that comes with it when you're done. You just peel this out. Only this part will be cut. You would slide this underneath. And then you would have this red peeking through anything you cut out on the blue. And I think that's pretty cool. That was one of the things I was really excited about with the Cricut Joy. So,
my question was, how much does the Joy weigh?
I don't know. It's not much. I remember seeing the thing on here. I don't know if it says on the box. I'm just going to try. It doesn't say, but it's
not a lot though.
like I can hold it in one hand. So, yeah, it doesn't say on here. But, I mean, it's really portable. So I can hold it in one hand and it's not very heavy. So, very portable. It doesn't currently work off a battery. I have a feeling that a battery pack might be on the way. I don't know. But just because it's designed to be so portable, I wouldn't be surprised if we see a battery pack or a battery attachment come our way. So I have added links for those of you who said you're thinking about one. I've added links below to the Cricut Joy. They are Hedgehog Hollow links. We obviously appreciate when you use those. But it's a really cool machine. I'm going to show you some really cool things you can do with it. So this is the battery pack as it comes. You just put your figure of 8 cable in here. You've got an outlet on one end, and I happen to have outlets under my desk because Greg put them there for me. And then you take your little adapter here and a little slot in the back, and it just clicks in, and you just heard it fire itself up. And you'll know it's on because this little light on the top will come on. There are no buttons or anything on it. It is a button-free machine, which kind of cool, kind of, well, we'll see how that goes. Apparently the HSN bundle weighed just under 6 pounds altogether, and that included everything. So I'm just going to put that to the side. So we've talked about the 3 different types of mat, but the other thing that this machine can do is it can do no mat or matless cutting, which again is a pretty cool thing. These pieces of paper here, if you're wondering, there's just something about your warranty and important safety instructions. But you can do no mat cutting. So if you want to cut cardstock, you do need to put it on the mat. So that's the mat, why the mat's included. But then you can get something called smart material. So this is smart vinyl. You can see it has little white strips down the side. That is for the Cricut Joy to be able to read it. And for this, you will not need a mat. So you can get vinyl. You can also get the smart vinyl in 20-foot rolls. Now, that means you can cut 20 feet of vinyl all at once. So maybe you want to do a big sign. Maybe you want to do a border around a room. That's what this is for. But I caution you, it can actually cut a 4-foot design and tile it 5 times. So it's not going to cut 20 feet of a unique design. It's going to cut a 4-foot design. It's going to tile it 5 times to get to your 20 feet. You can also get infusible ink sheets, so you can do your infusible ink. You can get iron-on in every variety possible. These are just the ones that I happen to pick up. You can also get smart vinyl, like in the glitter. You can get permanent, removable. There's a million different things. You can also get the transfer tape in the same width. You can get a small roll or a big roll. And there's the cards, come in various color combinations. These are the rainbows, and then this is the one that they gave me at the convention. So they were demoing the Cricut Joy and giving some bits and pieces away. They also have this new Deluxe Papers. This is adhesive back paper, so think of it like a sticker paper that you can cut on your Cricut Joy. This one is really pretty. It matches one of the infusible ink designs. There's also some design by my good friend Jane Goody. There's some really, really pretty designs. I'm just going to pull this out so you can see what it looks like. So this is the adhesive paper. Comes in a variety of styles, and it's got that adhesive sheet on the back. But from what I know, and as I say, this is my first go with this, you do have to use the mat with it, which is why it's sized this way. So that's that. You can buy spare blades and blade refills, as we mentioned earlier, so that's another option for you. There is a starter toolkit if you do not already have Cricut tools. This is no different to our regular Cricut tools. It just happens to match in the teal, but it is the same thing. So if you don't already have a toolkit, I advise getting one, but you don't necessarily have to buy another one. There is also a little storage bag for it if you do not want to have it out, or maybe you want to take it to crops and things. I think this is going to be perfect if you like to scrapbook and go to crops and those kinds of things. I think this is going to be the perfect tool for you. And then this is your Cricut Joy pouch. And then this pouch is for your accessories. There's even, I'm going to hold this open here. It's even like a little elastic thing so you can put your accessories in. And some other little bits and pieces. And we'll go into that in depth more in the Cricut accessories video, which we have planned to film. And then let's cover off pens, because you can get glitter gel pens. You can get the Cricut pens just like the one that comes in the packaging here. And then you have the infusible ink pens. You can get them all in different nibs. I mean, tons of different variations. All of them to go in the Cricut Joy. As I say, they're not the same as the standard Cricut pens because that doesn't work so well because of the repackaging. So what you do is you just unclip, and it's a really easy unclip. For anyone who has a maker, you'll be surprised how easy that clip is. And then you just pull this out, you pop this in, you'll feel it kind of click, and you close it. That's it. That's how easy it is to put the pens in. Okay, so how much did I spend on all of this? So the machine is $179.99, and you cannot use a coupon on it. But you can use coupons if you have a Cricut.com coupon. You can use them on the materials, but you can't use it on the machine, same as always. The materials are a little bit pricey, I think. I think this one here, the big 20-foot roll, was maybe $24.99. Some of the smaller ones were only $8.99, and kind of the mid-size were along the $14.99. So it kind of is starting like new. If you have a Cricut maker, we'll decide at the end once we've got going. I don't know if I'd buy a Cricut Joy. We'll find out once I've used it. I obviously bought it because I wanted to be able to review it with you. I do like the matless cutting. However, these materials are expensive. So you might just prefer to get a mat, just like this. And you can use your regular HTV vinyl infusible ink sheets. You just cut them down to the 6.5 inches, or 4.5 inches rather, and you can put them on the mat. So you can totally do that. You can just cut with all your regular materials in that weight. As I say, it won't do the chipboard and the thick things and the poster board, but it will do cardstock, label paper, iron-on, HTV, infusible ink, regular vinyl, you know, all those kinds of things we cut day to day. So So that's in there. So yeah, if you're a Cricut Access member on Cricut.com, there is a Hedgehog Hollow link below, which we obviously appreciate when you use. But that there, if you have Cricut Access, it's $9.99 a month. It gives you access to tens of thousands of designs and fonts, but you get 10% off every purchase at Cricut.com. And then there's also coupons on there for free shipping and things. So it's well worth starting out with the Cricut Access. Beth says she loves my nails. Thank you, Beth. They are pearlized alcohol ink with Gina K foil. So just a little bit of fun there. All right, let's go to our machine. So this is completely wireless. There is no way to do a cabled cut. So you need an iPad, a tablet, an iPhone, an Android phone, a laptop with Bluetooth, something that will allow you to cut wirelessly, or an adapter for your thing. And then you're going to open up your Cricut Access. So I don't know how well this is going to focus, Greg can tell me, but you're going to open up your Cricut Access on your tablet. I do have the super large iPad to make it a little bit easier for you. And if you're new to Cricut Access, there is a login screen that will say machine setup. You can set up an account. I obviously already have an account. Anything with this little green A here, that's an access. So, you know, I was just talking about you pay your money every month, or you can do annual. The Cricut Access will give you access to all of these things with that on. Now, to set up a new machine, you just click on your initials at the top here, and you're going to click Machine Setup. And of course, it changes orientation. So we're going with a Cricut Joy, and it says plug it in, make sure it's turned on, and we're going to hit Connect. So this is going to think about selecting an accessory. Hopefully it's going to see a Cricut Joy, she says. If you don't see that screen, you can go into your settings, you can hit Bluetooth, and I'm trying to do it upside down. There's our Joy. So I'm going to tell my iPad that it is safe to join the Joy. And now it's in my connected list. You'll see, so it was just in settings, Bluetooth, and then the Joy came out down here. When you hit it, it'll come over here and it'll say connected. So these are all the things I have connected to in the past. So we'll go back to our Cricut. So this time it should now, there you go, all done. Machine updates, let's make sure you have the latest things. So we're going to hit that update button, and I'm going to let it just think about it for a minute. That is how easy it is to connect your Cricut Joy. As I say, it's all wireless. So if you go into it, you hit connect and it doesn't come up straight away, just go into your Bluetooth, whatever device you have, hit the Joy, make sure it's connected, and then go back to the app. You saw how easy that was. Okay, this is just updating. It's already through the first update. So do we have any questions, Roy? Because I can't view them while they're updating.
Can it cut fabric?
Yeah, it should be able to cut fabric because it's going to cut up to vinyl, which is pretty thick. We'll find out when we get through to the settings on our cutting at the end as to what materials it allows me to select for my Joy. But I'm pretty sure fabric is on the list. Vinyl, HTV, label sheets, cardstock. That's a good sign. You can write with all the different pens. You can use mats, no mats. You can use the card mat. So it pretty much will do most things. It's just not going to do those really thick materials.
Everyone loves your nails.
Oh, thank you. I've been having great fun doing the nails. These are, as I say, pearlized alcohol ink pearls, and then I put Gina K foil on top, her confetti foil. So.
Where did you get the carrots?
The carrots were from Hobby Lobby last year. Didn't even remember I put carrots up. But
we have a lot of carrots.
Well, we were trying to film and we realised that all the videos we were filming came out after St. Patrick's Day, which was the previous decor, so I updated it to Easter decor. Okay, so our machine says it's nearly ready. So I'm just following the prompts on the screen while I'm chatting to you guys. Let's have another look at this container while it's going. So let's take the tissue out. So this is the pouch. It's a little zip pouch, as you can see. You unzip it. It has a carry handle. I'm going to snip this off. So it has a carry handle on it here, and it has a shoulder strap. So I think this is great if you're a scrapbooker, you go to crops, or maybe you do like craft fairs and you want to be able to do personalized things. This would be great because you can just put the vinyl in, cut it, and do it at the event. So it's nicely padded to protect your machine. As I say, this is the little area for your machine. This is the area for your power cable. You can also Velcro this out. So if you don't want this divider in here and you just want more space, you can see this just Velcros out. But it's also got a little nice pouch in there so you can put some accessories or maybe your tools or your little scraper, those kinds of things on there too. And Greg's keeping an eye on my iPad for me. So thank you, Greg. All right, so that is that. And on the back, there's a little pocket too. So you've got lots of storage space in here. And I like the idea of a carry case because I put all of mine in a cupboard. And then I can just grab out whichever one I want. So now it's done the updates. It says to me, do I want to register my machine? So I am going to register and I accept their terms because there's no real option not to. We're going to go continue. And it's going to do, let's do a test cut. So I'm going to do a princess tiara and hit next. So it's going to guide you through this whole process, which is something that Cricut really tend to do. So prepare for a cut. Step 1, confirm the blade is set in place with the door closed. Yes, it is. And now take your smart vinyl under the guides up and against one to the auto feed. Okay, so I'll show you what that means. So you're going to take this piece of smart vinyl that was included, and you'll see there's 2 little guides in here. Do you see these 2 guides? And like this little ridge on either side. So you're going to take that and you're going to put it in, and it just sucks it in. So it senses that it's there. Okay, and it already knows. So it says start cut, you're going to hit go, and it's going to say cut in progress. And now we cross our fingers and we hope that it works. Because isn't that what we always do when we're crafting? We kind of cross our fingers and hope that everything goes to plan.
Can I print and cut on the Joy?
I don't know is the honest answer. I guess it's something we're going to find out. We'll add it to our list. Greg can add it to his notepad of things I want to find out about the Cricut Joy. So we'll add print and cut to the list. I guess we'll find out when we go into the Cricut Joy projects too in a minute. We'll be able to see all the different things that you can do with the Cricut Joy. But I mean, this is super cool the way it's just, you know, cutting. As I say, it can do up to 20 feet, but I caution you that it's 4 feet that repeats 5 times. But you could still do an awesome border for a room and do it with your Joy. And then you can buy the transfer tape. You can buy a 20-foot roll of the transfer tape, so you could transfer the whole design onto, which is, again, a really cool part. So you've got your progress bar on the iPad. It's telling me that there's only a little sliver to go. So you'll always know where you are in your cutting design. Do you have questions, Greg?
Will it cut out a stamped image?
No. None of the Cricuts can cut out a stamped image. If you want to cut out scanned images, you really need a scan and cut. I have lots of videos on how to do that. And then also, you can get in the Silhouette, there's something called a pick scan mat. I'm not a big fan. I have a Silhouette, I have the pick scan mat. I've always just found it clunky. I haven't tried it on the new Silhouette 4 yet, but on the 2 and the 3, I just found that a clunky way to do it. So if you want to cut out a scan image, or a stamped image rather, then you need the scan and cut. So, test cut complete. We're going to hit unload, and it spits it back out. And now it says to remove everything and you can start designing. So you can see this is my test cut. So this is how it's come out. I'm going to do some peeling away. This is obviously not the way you would weed vinyl normally. But look, that's a really clean cut. I mean, that's super cool. And now I could weed out all the little pieces and stuff like that and the transfer tape. But did you see how easily that peeled away? And it's super clean. There's no little like nicks or anything. You could even take this piece, put it on something and use it as a stencil. So you could use the resist as something as well. Okay, so that is how to use the vinyl part. Now, when you go in here, so for instance, this is the Cricut Joy card that I talked to you about. So let's try one of those. So you just hit it. I'm part of Cricut Access, so I can do it. I'm just going to hit Make It. And so here it's going to say Cut on the card mat, which we have right here. We don't want to mirror it for iron-on. We're not doing any kind of iron-on. So we're just going to hit the C, which is Continue. So super, super simple. You see how easy this is? This is way less setup than doing a maker or something. And then here I can choose my materials. I have my popular ones. You can add favorites. I'm going to do an insert card. So it already knows the Cricut insert cards, which are right here. Let's pick one out. We're going to do the light pink. Just pick out a piece. And off we go. So this has an auto sensor. As I said to you, it has no buttons. You don't have to say, oh, I put my mat in, ready to go. So again, I'm going to take my card with my plastic on. I'm putting it right in. The fold is butted up against this piece and it's right at the top. So it's within those guidelines, and then I'm just going to press it down. It tells you what way to put it in the machine. So again, that's it. So it says, Cricut Joy is making your mat secure. And now when you're ready to go, you just hit go. And so it's going to prepare and cut. So now we just let the Cricut Joy do its magic. So if you have questions for me, let Greg know. He has his phone over there, so he can let me know any questions you might have.
Will it cut out stand? Oh, done that one. I hope that's a hedgehog. And somebody wants to eat one of those carrots.
The carrots are a hit. I should show people how to make them. You could totally make those at home with a piece of styrofoam and some like raffia ribbon. They're really easy. I just happened to see them on clearance last year. And I was like, oh, they'll look cool in the studio next year. This is not a hedgehog. It should be a happy birthday. Let's choose our contrast piece. I'm going to use a piece of, let's see what we've got in here that we can use. I'll use this teal. All the other colours with it. And it also comes with envelopes. I should mention that the cards come with envelopes, so you can really send them out, which I think is good that they've thought of those kinds of things. Let's get rid of this rubbish while it's cutting. So this is the insert card mat. I've shown you the smart materials. Of course, you can cut on a mat. I can do some drawing if we want to do some drawing. If you want to, you can let Greg know. I'm going to grab a piece of paper just in case.
Yeah, we had somebody ask, can you design your own card?
Yes, so we're making a card right now. I'm also going to grab some paper so that we can draw, or some cardstock, so we can draw as well. I can show you how that works. I'm going to prep everything for drawing. So I'm going to take the mat that was included in the machine. This is the 6.5 by 4.5 mat. I'm going to take my piece of regular cardstock. I'm going to put it in that top corner, just like this. And then in a minute, I'm going to show you how to draw. We'll just use the pen that comes with the machine. So, how else are we doing, Greg?
Can you use other cards than what you have to buy for the Joy?
Yes, they're just regular card bases. So these are just, the card bases here are 4.25 by 5.5, so they're just regular. The inserts are 4 by 5.25 inches, and then your envelopes. So
you just need to make sure they're the right size.
As long as they're the right size, and you don't want anything like a heavyweight cardstock, but just our regular like coloured cardstock like this. This is the Hero Hues cardstock. I think you'd be absolutely fine. These have like a basil-y texture to them, which is kind of cool, but you do not have to use the Cricut supplies. It's totally up to you whether you want to or not. Obviously, Cricut will say you get the best results by using their supplies, but you totally can use whatever you'd like.
Can you write in the inside of the card?
I don't see why
You
not.
could certainly make
Yeah,
the
you
card
just.
and then write it afterwards.
Well, you'd write it afterwards, but also like, wait till this one comes out and I'll show you what I'm thinking that you could probably do. We'll come back to that one.
Can you use this to address the envelope?
Yes, I've seen them do that. You definitely can put an envelope on the mat, take the pen, and you can write the address on the envelope. Yes, that's a definite yes.
See, having a dyslexic guy do this is probably not the best idea. What all comes with the Joy machine when you purchase?
So with the machine, as I showed you, you get the machine, you get the small mat, you get your test piece of vinyl, you get a test piece of cardstock, you get your blade, and you get a pen. So it's everything you need to get started, and you can use any supplies from around your thing. So it's just saying to me, do I want to unload my mat? Yes, I do. So this is our finished piece. So now we're just going to, now remember, when you peel back a mat, you tend to want to peel the mat away from your project. So you can see how I'm kind of curving my mat, even though it's a little bit of a different mat. So I'm doing this carefully because it did cut lace work, but most of those pieces are being left behind, so there's not much weeding. And of course you could use that. You could take that with a piece of transfer tape, pick it up, and put it onto another project. You do not have to discard it if you don't want to. So there's a couple here who didn't come out. I'm just going to poke these out. I'm going to show you another cool feature about these inset card designs that they've done. So you just pick these out. One more down here. Could really do with that craft pick, should have thought of that. Okay, so pretty much there. Okay, we're there. So when you're done, this is what it looks like. Doesn't look like much right now, but what we can do is take that card insert piece, open up your card, and you see how there's 4 little curves? Well, that's designed for you to put this insert piece into. So we're just going to take this, and you're going to pop it in just like this. And you see? So now it shines through. I think that that's super cool. And the way that they think about the fact of putting that in, and it just makes it look like a nice corner. You could put a dab of glue on them if you wanted to. But I actually think that's a really cool idea. I don't know what Greg thinks, but
yeah, I like it.
I think that that is super cool. Okay. And I don't know whether you can use this mat yet in your regular Cricut machine. That's an experiment for later. But as I say, you saw me just get it right out the box, so I don't know. And there is a link to the Cricut Joy below. It is a Hedgehog Hollow link. So if you do want to purchase one, we do appreciate if you use that link. If you have Cricut Access, you'll get 10% off of all your supplies. So I'm going to go back home and I'm just going to have a look here. So I can do, I'll show you how I did this. So over here, there's a little filter and you can filter projects. And there's one here that says free for Cricut Joy. And there's infusible ink. There's all sorts of categories. So even if you don't have access, there'll still be some free ones. If you have access, it's going to populate it with even more in here. But you can see all the different things it can do. You can make little decals, lots of different card designs. There's already lots of things in here, and there'll be even more coming. I'm trying to find something we can draw. It's very hard to do it upside down and back to front, let me just tell you. But I'm working on it. So I think that this uses the pen. Let's try it. Cardstock to cut, Brad sewing machine, marker set. Let's try making this. Okay, change machine to my Cricut Joy. So I have my Cricut Joy in here, my Explore, you know, all my machines are in here. So I just have to tell it. Right, I'm just going to go in here and I'm going to do all categories and I'm going to do draw because I just want to show you it drawing something and how easy that kind of is. So I'm going to do Stop and Smell the Roses. I'm going to make it and I'm going to customize. Okay, so this is the Stop and Smell the Roses on here. And I'm going to delete all this other stuff because I don't need that. And I'm going to make it. Okay, maybe I'm not. I'm going to just do an image to draw. Let's do hello. Because it's nice and easy. We can manage hello. As I say, I'm still learning with this machine. So if you want tutorials on how to use Access and all of those things, you can check them out on the rest of the channel. But I'm just going to make this down. So here I've just added the word hello and I've sized it appropriately. I'm going to hit make it and I'm going to do it on a mat. And we're going to go continue. So when I now go here, it knows that I'm using my Cricut Joy machine. And here is popular things that I can use. So it knows about all the different smart materials. I can also hit all materials and it's going to show me, if I hit compatible, it'll show me what I can use in this. So I'll read to you what's on here because it's not a very long list and it gives you an idea of what you can cut. It says we can cut corrugated cardboard, flat cardboard, foil poster board, glitter cardstock, inset cards, medium cardstock up to 80 pounds. And then you've got iron-on, you know, all the different varieties on there, including the smart. The paper thin faux leather, the deluxe paper embossed foil, the adhesive pack, the pearl paper, the shimmer powder, sparkle paper, adhesive foil chalkboard vinyl. Every kind of vinyl you could possibly imagine is listed here, including smart vinyl, party foil, and window cling. So there's actually a lot of materials in there. So I'm just going to say I'm writing this on cardstock. It tells me to insert my pen. So to do that, let's go through that, how we do that again. So literally one finger, clip this open and pull out your blade. Take your pen, pop it in, wait to hear it click, close it. That's it. That's how easy it is. Okay, so now I'm going to go. So I'm going to take my mat, which I can't pick up. Okay, and I'm going to take this. Again, I'm between the two guides. It knows I'm coming, and it's going to suck it in. So Cricut Joy is making sure your mat is aligned. Thank you, Cricut Joy. Let's go. Let's draw. And off it's going to go. So my idea with, we were talking about drawing on the inside of your card, is you could take this now on the card mat, which is over here. This is my insert, and I could literally slide this piece in here, like this. and stick it down, and then I could draw on here. So I think you could really easily draw on that. So unload, and there you go. That's how it's drawn. Isn't that really, really easy? And you've got glitter gel pens, infusible ink pens, all sorts of different options that you can draw with. And you just take it out, clip the lid on, and you're done. That's how easy it is. I mean, super simple. So let's talk about this a bit more. So this cuts a huge variety of materials. Okay, it's not going to do your chipboard and things, but it is going to cut most of the things I do day to day. I very rarely cut chipboard, in all honesty. And I find it a little bit tricky with the chipboard and things. It can only cut up to 4.5 inches wide, but it can cut up to 20 feet long. We talked about the fact it's actually 4 feet. It can also cut with no mat. It has that super cool card mat, which I think is a real game changer. And it does say, I tried to do something on here and it says I cannot use it with other machines. So it is currently only compatible with Cricut Joy. It's completely wireless. It's a really nice size footprint. It's great for on the go. If I had a maker, would I buy one? I think I probably would, in all honesty, because I don't know what Greg thinks, and we use our Cricut a lot, but I like the fact I can have this on the tabletop. I could have it in the lounge next to me cutting at night when I'm doing stuff, and I don't think it's going to bug him quite as much as a maker does. It takes up a much smaller footprint, and it is tabletop size, so I could really just have it in it. I think the kids could use it too. Like Maddie could easily, she has a phone, she could get the Cricut app, and I think she could make projects with it, which I also like. So I think they can have
compact and so easy to move about, isn't it?
Like I go to a lot of classes, I teach a lot, or like if you were doing craft fairs or you go to crops, I think this is a really great machine. I don't know, I just think it's kind of cool. I do like the smart materials with the matless cutting. They are a bit more pricey, but with that comes some convenience. So you kind of have to weigh up, you know, what you want. I'm just trying to catch up on some comments because I was...
Does it, will it draw in a different colour? Different colour
yes,
pens
you just put different colour pens. I have different colours here. This is just the black that came with it. And you can tell it to stop and cut different, or draw different colours on the same project too.
Will they release different blades?
I don't know, is the answer. We don't know. Cricut keep things very close to their chest. Does it use regular design space? Yes, it does. I was just in the normal design space app, and you can use anything wireless. You can use your laptop if it does Bluetooth, your iPad, your tablet, your phone, your iPhone, you know, any of those things. So just regular design space. Took less time to write. I think it took less time to write and cut than the Maker because it has a lower amount of pressure, so what they call pound per foot. Then I think that just means it can be quicker because it takes less force to do. But it's a really clever piece of engineering. Does it have an embossing pen you can get for it? Not yet. But I don't know if other pens fit in it yet. I haven't tried anything else yet. Literally, you saw me take it out of the box. So iron-on, yes, it does do iron-on. You can get smart iron-on like these. And these are the smart rolls. So they have the white piece around the edge. So you don't need a mat. You just literally feed this in and it will cut. And you can mirror it for iron-on the same way. Or you can take either of the mats and use your current iron-on, just cut them to the required size. And you watch, loads of people are going to come out with appropriately sized things for the Cricut Maker, but we know that that's just going to happen. So, yeah, I think it's really cool. Would I buy one? Yes, I definitely would buy one. I mean, obviously I have, but had I not been doing the review, would I have bought one? Yes. Again, the fact that kids can use it, the fact I could sit on the sofa and do stuff in the evenings, the fact I can take it anywhere. Like I could take this on a long haul flight, maybe. Because I totally would do something like that because I do craft on airplanes. But you could literally just take it anywhere, plug it in. Greg thinks this is hilarious. He now wants me to go on a flight to take my Cricut Joy, don't you?
That would be quite fun.
I think we need to do that. I think next time we go on a long flight, we're going to take our Cricut Joy and we're going to craft. There's a new segment. So anyway, so yes, you totally can do those kinds of things. I really like it. I don't have a bad thing to say about it. So they're my 2 cents. Links are below. Don't forget to check out the D-stash boxes I mentioned at the beginning at facebook.com/thehedgehoghollow. Hit subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. Lots more videos on this and comparisons on the way. And yeah, I can't wait to see what you create with yours. So be sure to tag us at the Hedgehog Hollow. And if you have any more comments or questions, you can just drop them in the comments. We do keep checking them afterwards. So have a fantastic Sunday. Check out the mystery boxes, hit subscribe, ring the bell, hit join, and I will see you again tomorrow. Happy crafting, everyone. Bye.